Racing on Sunday takes place out at Turffontein. We are racing on the standside track Sunday the 28th of January 2024, and after a big day down in the Western Cape on a Saturday, I'm sure quite a few of the guys will look to the Sunday card and hopefully to just increase their winnings. Alistair, how are you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks for here. Obviously this is the end of what's been a long week, but hopefully a successful week for all punchers and all race goes, hopefully a memorable one with lots of talking points, and after the Met kind of all leads over to Joburg for the Triple Tiara, which is just a week away. But also Durban's not too far away. I told these the other day, the King's Cup is the first indication that championship just around the corner, and the King's Cup is less than 2 months away. So really looking forward to it. There's a lot of reasons to be excited about South African racing at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Plenty to look forward to. Now, race number 1 on the program will be the start of the bar pot. 1,160 meters the distance. 12:40 is the off time. It's a maiden juvenile plate for fillies that will get the day started. And it's a field of 8 that line up, where your favorite is number 6, Silver Parasol from the Sean Terry yard. Samanga Kumalo takes a ride. A 1 million rand purchase from Main Chance Farms. And this is a 2-year-old daughter of Give Me the Green Light. I see that number 8, Vision of Peace, has found a touch of support, 4-1 into 33-10. But apart from that, there's not much action in the market.
Yeah, there's obviously not much to go on. The form of the two horses that raced, they both had one start. There's not much to get excited about. So I think the set's up for a first time it's a win. Purely on breeding, down the page, 6 and 7, Silver Parasol and Too Late My Mate look to be the two horses. They both had stakes-winning mares. I remember Silver Parasol at the sale. I was very excited to see the daughter and Give Me the Green Light, and she wasn't too big, but she was very well put together. So the fact that she's out early is no surprise. Sean Perry knows how to ready them up. Samanga Kumalo is Carter to take them out. And then number 7, Too Late My Mate. I also remember seeing her at the sales. I'm quite surprised that she's out so early. The Mother Final Judgment was a great winner with Glenn Cotson. I think she ended up with Johan Hansen van Kuren up in the correction there, but definitely started last with Glenn Cotson. And funny enough, I took Alec Laird for a tour of Hollywoodbets Kenilworth during the week, and he said he's got nice runners on the day. There was one that he really mentioned, which we'll get to later on the card, but he said he's got nice runners on the day on the Sunday. So just keep an eye out for the lead runners, but not much to go on. It's a bit of a stab in the dark. The fact that there's a bit of money for number 8, Vision of Peace, is quite revealing. But 6 and 7 on breeding make the most appeal.
Yeah, it's a race where you really need to keep a very close eye on the betting market, and maybe you delay your selections until race time to really get the best out of those numbers that you are going to include into the first leg of the bar. But moving along to race number 2, a maiden juvenile plate of 1,160 meters. This is the start of the PA, 1:15 the off time. Peace Treaty favorite Sean Terry, Samanga Kumalo 18-10. It's number 4, Tintamere at 22-10, Diego de Gavea, Alec Laird, Blue Velvet at 4-1, and then 9-2, Emblem of the Sun, 10-1, and Better Bar those. Now, number 2, Peace Treaty. She's a daughter of Act of War, Sean Terry, Samanga Kumalo team up. Obviously a runner that we need to watch carefully in the market, but number 4 finished 5th on debut, only beaten 4 lengths, and Danton from Santon, I think, has come through to win from that form line. So it's holding up, and he's a runner that can obviously make good improvement.
Yeah, so this was the horse that Alec Laird mentioned to me, the South Faraway Tintamere. As you mentioned, Diego de Gavea takes a ride. As you mentioned, the form's worked out well. Inside draw down the straights, there hasn't been much rain around Joburg, so I wouldn't be overly concerned. I'd rather see a high number than a low number, but the point is, with the track running a little bit faster than it would have a couple of weeks ago, and also being a small field, I wouldn't be running away from that. Again, the rest of the form doesn't really strike much of a chord. The breeding number 6, for the Sun, does. She's bred to be precocious. Pila Sunday and Paulie takes the ride. But just on the forward momentum and the upward curve that number 4, Tintamere, could well be on, and also the feedback that I got from Alec Laird kindly during the week, I'd have a look at him being the right horse in the race. The suggested bet is Place Accumulator. I've gone with 2 horses. I've gone with 4 and 6 just to be safe on what could potentially be a forward filly from the match at yard. But number 4 is definitely the one they need to beat. And also the yard has come along. They had a very good start to 2024.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a runner that I think we can follow with quite a bit of interest in race number 2. That's horse number 4, Aleclaire and Diego de Gavea teaming up. Race number 3, the start of the pick six, I should say. 1400 meters the trip, 1350 is the off time. And your favorite in this contest is Tyrconnell at 16 to 10, 5 to 2 Forest God, 4 to 1 Sutherland, it's 5 to 1 Imvalelo, 14 to 1 and Better Baldos. Now, Mike de Kock saddles 3 of the top 4 runners in the betting market, with Tyrconnell the one that tops the boards at 16 to 10. Gate 2, he returns off a rest. He's a horse that has obviously got quite a few of issues, because he's only had 3 starts and he's a 4-year-old, and he's had quite an interrupted racing career.
Yeah, I know that he's had a couple of issues, Raheel. I don't really want to go into depth and talk about a lot, but yeah, there have been issues, which is evident by the fact that it's 4.5 but only had 3 starts. As you mentioned, banging on the door, he's run to Zen, the winner of the World Sports Betting Grand Heritage, his last run to King's Ransom. He was chasing down an ultimate start to Command Pilot. I think it's worth another chance at least. The fact that there's been a little bit of money for the son of the United States will definitely push me into the direction of his chances if he's not in desperate need of the run. I think number 2, Valero, also coming back from Valero, needs a little bit further. He's related to Ella Bella, Ella de Vittoria, all that family, so I'd suggest that 1400 meters as his first 2 starts showed, when 12 and 1450 might be a little bit on the short side, but coming up fresh might assist him and aid him to run a better race. Then Forest God, I believe, is looking for further, very expensive, good-looking son of Silvano, but I think it'd be a surprise if he were to win the first time out, but obviously in the pick 6, you got the first time will help you off. And I suppose number 11, Sutherland, the half-brother to Thunderstruck. I don't know what to make of him. His first one was absolutely terrible in a weak maiden, and his second one was very, very good in probably not a very good maiden, but a slightly stronger maiden. But that improvement is noteworthy. It's his first run over 1400 meters. If he's got more Silvano than his mother, then there's no reason to suggest that he won't get this trip and further. So I'm in a quandary. I'm puzzled by number 11, Sutherland. He could be anything, but they all got Tyrconnell to beat. I don't think Tyrconnell needs to be 100%, but I think if he's 80%, he has his vulnerabilities. I can't see him missing the first 3, to be honest. So place accumulator banker. In the pick 6, if you do doubt his chances, if there's something else that makes a little bit of impression, don't be afraid to put it in.
Yeah, he's a horse that brings the strongest form into the race, and if he's, as you heard from Alistair, 80% ready, he'll be a very hard horse to beat in this contest. But I'm keen to see how number 9 goes. Forest got 3.3 million rand purchase, and let's see how the son of Silvano does shape up on debut. Race number 4, a maiden plate for fillies and mares over 1400 meters, 25 past 2 is the off time. Follow the Sun, 14 to 10. DeMarco's Jet, 9 to 2 into 7 to 2. It's 5 to 1 and Better Baldos. Now, Follow the Sun, horse number 7, ran 3rd last time out behind Hillary Step, and has made natural progression with her 2 starts to date. And I expect further improvement from this daughter of Denon Platina, given that she's going over 1400 meters for the first time, which should suit her quite nicely. And she does look to be the one that they all have to beat in this contest, Alistair.
I don't think the step up in distance is much of a concern, being out of a Saddler's Wells mare. First 2 starts the first start to Mia Moo, although beaten 6 lengths, was probably better than the second start to Hillary Step, because Mia Moo's now stakes place. She ran 3rd in the Mother Russia Stakes at the start of the year, so that run looks pretty solid, especially in a lineup of this nature. I don't see too much form here, Raheel. DeMarco's Jet also got reason to progress, having been beaten less than 6 lengths to Regal Daughter and doing her best at late first time out. But I'm a bit surprised to see her dropping in distance as daughter of Ideal Will out of a Jet Master mare related to that horse Jet Mark, who was good over 1800 meters. So I think also Valora and Mamba ran in a work riders maiden. They were generally weak, also dropping in distance, dropping by 50 meters. Related to the horse Mamba Contesio, who is above average stayer, so a little bit surprised to see him, or her rather, dropping in distance. I think it all just points to number 7, Follow the Sun. Let's keep with the Aleclaire team. I make her a punter in all bets. 6 DeMarco's Jet potentially the one to chase to home.
Yeah, all in your number 7, Follow the Sun, and she's expected to improve quite nicely on her first 2 starts, given that she now steps up to a more suitable distance. Race number 5, an MR96 handicap, 1160 meters the trip. 3 o'clock is the off time, the start of Jackpot 2. Favorite I Am Giant 16-10, Cosmic Star at 11-2, along with Back in Business 6-1 about Cornwall, and then it's 7-1 and Better Ball. Those now, I Am Giant, he's clearly a very, very talented sprinter. He ran 3rd behind Dice last time out. Now, obviously, if that form line has been franked, because Dice has gone on since and he's won the Group 2. I think it was the Gauteng Merchants on Betway Summer Cup Day. And if Dice happens to come through and sort of upset the apple cart in the Cape Flying Championships, this horse will shorten even more in the market.
I'm not even sure that needs to be the thought, Raheel, because I think number 1, I Am Giant, is going to be too good. I think he's a few steps above the handicapper, which might not have been evidenced in the Golden Loom when running 4 lengths for Dice. But as you mentioned, Dice is now rated 130. So it all points to I Am Giant. He's another horse that's had a couple of problems throughout his career. I think we probably would have expected him to be a lot further on in life than he currently is, being a 3-time winner, yet to win a feature race. But I'm convinced he's got a feature race in him. What feature race, I'm not 100% sure. But the point remains that I think that this race is pretty much set up for him. And also, he runs his best races fresh. When I say he runs his best races fresh, all 3 of his wins have been coming out fresh. There's no reason to doubt his credentials in this race. Yes, there's some good accomplished sprinters in this race as well, which probably makes you think a little bit more. But I see very few vulnerabilities with number 1, I Am Giant. I think the only thing that gets I Am Giant beaten is probably I Am Giant himself. So hopefully it all goes according to plan. He's my last banker in the place accumulator. Just to keep it tight, banking him in the pick 6 as well. I just think he's a cut above this field. Champion Warrior, very interesting first run in Joburg, though. A beautiful son of twice over. He started life with a bang. He looked very promising. He looked above average. Hadn't quite lived up to those expectations subsequently, but he did watch him first time out in Joburg anyway. I think you'll have to look to beat I Am Giant.
Champion Warrior currently trading at around 10-1 in the market, so maybe he's also to include into those exactas. But number 1, I Am Giant, a confident first selection from Alistair, and the horse that he expects them to have to set their sights on in the 5th. Race number 6, this is the Dr. Richard Muponya handicap, a listed contest over 1800 meters. 15:35 the off time. Favorite Electric Gold at 28-10. It's a Shoemaker at 9-2, 7-1 Emirate Gina, 7-1 Lady of Power. And then it's 8-1 and Better Ball. Those now, Electric Gold, he won a nice race last time out over track and trip. Gone up 4 points for that victory. But he's a runner that certainly thrives over this course and distance. And it wouldn't be a surprise if he were to go back to back, because he seems to be in some solid form at the moment.
Yeah, so Raheel, it's one of those races with the same old suspects running against each other here. I've gone 3, 4, and 9 in my place accumulator, those also being Electric Gold, Shoemaker, and Star Coin. I mean, you'll never believe it, I'm going with lead yet again on the card, and this time at feature race level. But yeah, I do think Electric Gold is going to take all the beating. Calvin Abib takes the ride for Tony Peter. When you think of Electric Gold and what he's all about and what races will probably suit him best, this would probably be it. He's a bit of a nearly man when it comes to the top level. If you look at his runs in the London News and the Gauteng Guineas and races like that and the Victory Moon, he just doesn't quite get across the line at graded level, and here he is at listed level with the right type of weight. I see no reason to doubt him this time around. His last one was good over good counsel. The race was set up for him. He carried 54 kilos, so this is obviously slightly harder, but he looked good when winning the race. Number 4, Shoemaker, 1800 meters, got a far better chance. Has run the Wolf Power. He was doing his best work at the end. I don't think he's effective over 1600 meters anymore, so I think that with him stepping up in distance, he'll have a good chance here. And then also number 9, Star Coin, I think for lightweight will be a chance as well. Raheel, Diego de Gavea takes the ride. The draw's a little bit of a problem, but he's also just snuck under the radar throughout his career, and if he is going to get a bite in at stakes level, this is probably the race that he will. So he's just more of a speculative inclusion rather than a confident one.
Start going currently at around 8-1 in the market, but as you heard from Alistair, number 3, Electric Gold, definitely the one that they all need to beat in race 6. We're going to move along to race number 7 now, and this is the Tab Spook Express Stakes, a listed contest over 2,400 meters. And at the time of recording, there's a full field of 15 runners that will line up for this contest. 4 the off time. Red Maple 11-2, along with Indian Ocean 6-1, Spring in Heaven 8-1, Renee 8-1, United Council, Bonnet, and then it's 14-1 in Better Ball. Those now. Last week when we spoke, you mentioned that Red Maple is in the noms to run next week, and you're confident that she's a winner in waiting. This is a race that she was obviously nominated in, and you all in with Red Maple at 11-2.
She's my top choice, undoubtedly. Raheel Gavin Arena takes her out, draws a little bit of an issue as they jump on the crown of the turn. So Gavin's going to have his wits about him. So I reckon that she'll probably drop in anyway, this daughter of Silvano. I was very bullish about her last time when she ran 1 1/4 lengths to Spring in Heaven. But the way that she ran, the way that she sort of moved up and petered out over the closing stages, I think that she probably was just a run and a workout behind, maybe with this race in mind. I think she's still progressive as a 4-year-old. She's a daughter of Silvano. She was good off a lightweight and under the radar without the grips of the handicapper as a 3-year-old. And now I think you might just see the best of her. So 4 Red Maple is definitely my top choice. I bumped into James Crawford on Friday. We were chatting. Obviously, I Am Giant is his best runner on the card, but he gives Renee a chance simply on the evidence of running second in the Wilkebos Drift Oaks about 9 months ago rather. Cabello Matsanyani takes a ride on number 1, Renee. I think she's got a chance stepping up in distance again. I think she's needed her 2 runs back, which probably could have been better. She was weighted to go well in her first run back at the Val and World Sportsman in Grand Heritage Day. Her second start back was a touch flat, but obviously her race earlier, we've got Electric Gold in the race, and if Electric Gold does do something in the Richard Maponya, then number 1 Renee's status will probably solidify in this race. I think they're comfortably the 2 best horses in the race, certainly the 2 horses that are going to be best over this trip at this level anyway, and despite the heavy weights that they've got to give to a lot of the field, the others I just think are under this level handicappers that have been good to follow. So 1 and 4 for me, place accumulator. Pick 6 as well. Maybe Spring in Heaven deserves a mention. Maybe Namakwa Blossom, Indian Ocean deserve a mention as well. But they will have to improve remarkably to turn over Renee and Red Maple, in my opinion.
Yeah, Red Maple 11-2, Renee at 8-1 in the market, so there certainly could be a bit of value, especially between these 2 runners in what does look to be quite a competitive race over 2,400 meters. Race number 8, the final race on the day, an MR74 handicap over 2,400 meters. And when we have a look at the fixed odds betting market for this event, that jumps at 16.45. Favorite in the final race is 20 Drachmas, 16-10, 9-2 Ideal Future, Eiger Sanction, it's 13-2 Nuclear Force, 7-1 and Better Bar. Those scratch number 8, the Inkosana. Alistair, what's your thoughts on race number 8? This horse 20 Drachmas obviously won his maiden convincingly when stepped up to a trip that suited him down to the ground. Wasn't particularly a strong maiden, but he can only progress from that. However, the handicapper has not spared him at all. 9 points for that victory.
It was a woeful maiden, but all he could do was win, and he won with so much ease there, Raheel. Pilasanda Molly takes the ride. It was a steering job. He looked like he relished the step up in distance. There was no reason to doubt him doing that again over this distance in his first run in my handicap. So here he is with a totally un-Pettigrew-like move, but I assume that this run is to probably because the program doesn't lend itself to another race over this distance for quite a while. So I think that's probably why Pettigrew has decided to run from the widest straw. He does not do that. If you ask him, he'll tell you, I don't do that, in that voice as well. So number 120 Drachmas, on what I saw last time, I think he's capable of winning again, but it's a tricky race, and if you go through the collateral form from the 21st of December, the Inkosana has the beating of Indian War Dance, Nuclear Force, Fiery Cliffs, and Karapi, but I don't know, the Inkosana was his first run over this distance.
Alistair?
What's that?
He's scratched now.
Oh, well, that helps. That just leads me towards the horse that I've got in its place, and that's number 7, Nuclear Force. I like that last run to Indian War Dance on the 21st of December. Now, I was obviously going down the avenue of the Inkasana, probably having his measure at the weights, but I like the way that Nuclear Force stayed on last time with blinkers for the first time. There were definite signs of life. He's also got a bit of an awkward draw, but the pace is likely to be on with Karapi in the race. I think that he'll probably go forward just by default. Highly likely that he'll get out and make speed up front. So that could set up nicely for number 7, Nuclear Force. So I've gone 1 and 7 in my place accumulator. I don't know if I'd be all that comfortable with those numbers only in the pick 6. I'd probably have Karapi in his backup. That last one was just too bad to be true. The Iger sanction, I don't know how he's going to go over this trip. Monsieur Cheval, I suppose, has some sort of claims. But yeah, I'll be comfortable with half the field in the pick 6, but in the place accumulator 1 and 7. And there's a fairly affordable place accumulator the day after the Met. So hopefully we finish the weekend with a bang.
Well, speaking about the place accumulator, let's have a look at it. It all begins in race number 2 on the program, and as you heard from Alistair, he suggested a PA. He's gone with a couple of bankers along the way. So, Alistair, take us through that PA.
So 1:15 is the starting time of the first leg of the place accumulator, race number 2. So 4 and 6 for me, Tintamar and Emblem of the Sun. By banker number 1 to Connell, which is Greyville. By banker number 7, Follow the Sun. By banker number 1, I Am Giants. And then race 6, the listed Dr. Richard Maponya handicap, gone 3, 4 and 9, Electric Gold, Shoemaker and Star Coin. By 1 and 4, Renee and Red Maple. And the final leg gone 1 and 7, 20 Drachmas and Nuclear Force. So nice and tight.
Yes, certainly it is. 24 Rand is the cost of that place accumulator for 1 unit. And Alistair has sort of given us a nice pump to play around on Sunday. Alistair, thanks very much for your time. All the best. Have a wonderful day at the World Sports Bet in Cape Met. Obviously looking forward to the action, and let's see how Cedar again goes in his bid to get this big Group 1 under the belt.
Thanks, Raheel. Always a pleasure. Always appreciate it. Always great doing the show with you guys. But yeah, Saturday, yeah, hopefully was one for the memory bank, for the history books, and we'll never forget that. We finish off at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, and a day later there's more action to come. That's the beauty of this great sport. We always at it.
Plenty more racing action to look forward to over the next week or so. But racing on Sunday out at Turffontein. All the best, guys. Hopefully it's a profitable day's racing.